Hello. Y'all, I'm dropping stuff. This is totally out of my comfort zone. It's out of my comfort zone. But if you are saved and if you are living a life or striving to live a life that's pleasing to God, you know that sometimes the Lord will put you on the spot. And he'll do it in a way that is uncomfortable. And for me right now, this is very uncomfortable. So I'm just getting off. And I am now on live, being obedient. If you have seen anything that I've posted lately or anything that I have put on my page or my husband, his page, BMFB, if you've seen any of those posts, then you know, as I've stated multiple times, that the Lord is pushing me in a different way, a deeper way, a totally out of my comfort zone way to speak on and shine extreme light, almost as bright as this light on my face right now, on forgiveness and unforgiveness. And so as I'm going through my day, y'all, I'm at work. When I'm at work, probably because at that time I'm not home and like I'm not running around with the boys, or I'm not just with my husband and like doing other stuff. At work, it's honestly my quiet time when I'm at work. It's busy because I'm doing stuff, but it's really my downtime when I think about it now. And so when I'm at work, the Holy Spirit really, he really gets on me, like for real. And the Holy Spirit speaks to me a whole lot while I'm at work. And so after leaving work and dropping off my partner and then coming home, again, just thinking about healing and forgiveness and unforgiveness, the Lord is like, okay, I want you to go live. And I'm like, okay, Lord, you want me to go live? It's not me pre-recording a video. It's not me having a topic and going off of that. It's just flowing. And I'm like, okay, Lord, well, I'm telling y'all, this is out of my comfort zone. If you know me, if you have spent time with me, you know that I am like a goofy person. I'm always jokey, but for those who don't know, when it comes to the things of God, I am very serious. I really am. I'm serious. I don't take it lightly, and I don't take it as a game. So I'm like, all right, Lord, what you want me to say? What you want me to talk about? What is it? And the Lord spoke to me and let me know, in talking about healing and talking about forgiveness and unforgiveness, one thing that we really forget to do, and this is something I know people really don't think about. This is not something that's really a topic. This is not something, first of all, when it comes to forgiveness and unforgiveness, that is not something that anybody really wants to address. That is a huge elephant in like every room, in every heart, in every person's life. You know, like we all have a life. We all have our own story. We all had to start from birth until adulthood. Everybody has a process. Everybody has a different story. And in that story, it's not always roses and unicorns. It's not. It's really not. And so I'm like, okay, Lord. And so the main thing that the Lord wanted me to say and wanted me to express for whoever it's for, I don't care if it reaches one. It's not about numbers, but it's about hearts, and it's about transformation. And again, I am go hard after the things concerning healing. But in healing and in forgiveness and in unforgiveness, a lot of times the main person that we forget to forgive is ourselves. A lot of times in situations or things that we've been through that have caused us to have such stony hearts, and I'm talking because I've been there, and again, I'm still in the process of healing. So it's something that now I could talk about. Things that have happened before, I probably would not even feel comfortable talking about it right now. So thank God that I can talk about it in a comfortable state and not be afraid. Granted, being on live right now is out of my comfort zone. That may be uncomfortable, but me talking about healing and actually giving raw truth and actually verbalizing when it comes to things that may have been hurtful in my life or things that have happened in the past, that it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all, because at the end of the day, I have worked through it, and the Lord has brought me through it, and I know that this is something that people need to hear. Today, it's a lot of stuff that people need that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody's brave enough to discuss it. Like this is stuff that's happening in the world for real, and everybody's all on social media and happy and flicking up and doing this and doing that, but it's a lot of people that are still hurting, and the sad part is, it's a lot of people, I'm talking 40s, 50s, people in their 70s that are still hurting, that don't even know it, or they have the take it to the grave mentality. And I've prayed, and I'm like, Lord, I don't want to be that person at all, in no way, shape, or form. So as I was saying, the Lord was shining light, and this is what I'm sharing with you guys. Sometimes we do not forget ourselves. Sometimes it's not about mama, daddy, sister, brother, uncle, granddaddy. Sometimes it's not about other people. Sometimes it's not about family members. Sometimes it's not about childhood trauma. Sometimes it's not that stuff. Sometimes it's simply us forgetting to forgive ourselves. And there are some people that are in older age that still struggle with forgiveness and unforgiveness. And the sad part is that they're so bound in their heart because of it, but the simple cure for it really is forgiving themselves. And sometimes we're looking for an apology, or we're looking for forgiveness from someone who doesn't even know that they're in the wrong, from someone who just doesn't have it in them to give it. And it's from maybe someone who literally, they could have deceased. There are some people who literally are still bound by people who have done things to them that are in the grave, y'all, 6 feet under. But they did something so traumatic to them that they're still alive, but they can't even really live because somebody who's 6 feet under in the ground hurt them. And even in their departure from earth, they still have a hold and power on someone. That's not a way of living. It's really not. And a lot of people cannot live freely because they are bound by someone else's actions, or they're bound by the fact that they don't have an apology from someone that can never give it to them. So what do you do in situations like that? If something has hurt you in your childhood, if something has hurt you even in your adulthood, it doesn't matter how grown we get. That sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie. Because just because you have it in your mind that, okay, this person said this, but I'm just gonna build a wall, or I'm just gonna guard myself and just bypass what they said, and it don't matter because this, that, and the third, and you just choose to close off, that does not mean that it did not hurt you. Because it did. It did. It did hurt you. And we have to get to the point where it's okay to say that something or someone or a situation hurt us. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to live life with an ice cold heart. You don't have to live life trying to basically be callous to things that may affect you, male or female. Male or female. And so again, there are some people who have stony hearts that even they don't even think in their mind that they do, but they have stony hearts because they haven't forgiven themselves. Forget forgiving others right now. Forgive yourself. And sometimes you need to forgive yourself for what I know that we do as people, because we have so many issues, or we have so many things that we feel, and we have so much built up inside of us, and a lot of it stems from people. It's the people issue. And forgiving yourself sometimes can be forgiving myself for putting so much expectation on a person. We put too much expectation on people. And I'm saying it because I've done it. I've done it multiple times in my life. But people are people. We're human. We have flesh. We have different thoughts. Some people we change up. We're people. People aren't always consistent. People aren't always what we feel they should be. And so again, and it's simple, and I'm not gonna go into a long drawn out thing, but it needs to be said. And again, regardless of who watches it and regardless of who doesn't, it's what I have to do. I have to be obedient to the Holy Spirit. That's what I have to do. So I'm telling you, it's for somebody. It's for somebody. And I will say it again. Sometimes you need to focus, and you need to have the heart, and you need to sit down. And I'm telling y'all this, but one thing I want to express, I will never get on here. I will never on my YouTube, none of that. My husband's page, being with him, nothing. And my husband the same. We won't get on here and say something to y'all that we have not gone through, or that we are not going through. I will never put my mouth on anything or try to give advice to someone that I won't uphold myself. And so I'm sitting here and I'm on live and I'm expressing this and I'm sharing what the Holy Spirit gave me, because I was just the same one about almost an hour ago in the shower, and I had to go to the mirror and I had to say stuff out loud, and the Holy Spirit made me stand in front of the mirror with my hands up and express and literally look at myself and apologize to myself and forgive myself for what I did, and to forgive myself for putting my life and my heart in the wrong hands. My mom just did on her Let's Talk, and again, TYB Ministries, which is on Instagram. Yes, I'm hyping my mama up. TYB Ministries. Please go on Instagram and please go follow her, as well as our church, United Faith Christian Center. Yes, we're on Facebook as well and on Instagram. But she just did a video on her segment of Let's Talk, and me and my mama talk. Like, she's my mom, but now she's my pastor as well. And so it's like a whole different relationship. It's a greater relationship now. And so it's like, even with her, she teaches me so much. And so on her Let's Talk last night, she just talked about guarding your heart. And I'm like, man, because the Holy Spirit, even in forgiveness and me having to stand, I'm telling y'all, and look at myself in the mirror and literally just confess and say out loud what I forgive myself for. It's like, you really do have to guard your heart, and a lot of times we don't do that, y'all. We know what it is that we need, and a lot of us, one thing I stand firm on is a lot of what you do in your adulthood, it stems from your childhood, definitely, because in your childhood, that's your upbringing. When you're a child, you're a sponge. I always say that. And being a teacher and working with children, and I stand totally 10 toes down on that. When you're a child, you're a sponge. So you soak up whatever happens, whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you consume as a child. It literally, it carries into your adulthood. And I believe so even more. And again, I'm learning as well. when you get into your adulthood, that's when you really start to see and pick up on stuff and pick up on traits about yourself. And in picking up those traits and mannerisms about yourself, you're learning to basically go back to the source of where you are now. So as a child, that stuff, it don't, when you're a child, 4 or 3, all that stuff, it carries with you until you hit that 21, 32, 70s. It don't matter how old you are. We all have a child that is inside of us. We all have situations from our childhood that we have drugged, don't even know we're dragging it, but we have drugged it into our adulthood. And in your adulthood, it is not for you to basically just say, oh, this is who I am. This is who I am. That's what it is. That's how I was raised. It's what I saw as a child. Oh, I went through this. I was molested as a child, so I act like this. Oh, yeah, well, my parents, they used to sell drugs, so I just do this. I'm a hustler. I get money. No, it's not for you to get into your adulthood and just be arrogant and be cold-hearted and callous to the things that may have occurred in your childhood that are supposed to grow you and show you what areas you need work on. And that happens because you're supposed to work on them. And again, heal. That's my term. I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all going to keep seeing it on my Facebook. If you don't like it, you might as well delete me now, because it ain't going to stop. Even if I wanted it to, because the Lord is not leaving me alone, y'all. So pray for me, seriously, because it's not easy work. It's doable, and I can say that there's joy in it. But y'all, the Lord literally, like, he digs deep. He digs deep, and it takes maturity. It takes maturity, and it takes a willing heart to be able to really work through those things. It's a lot of people that have experienced stuff in their childhood that they had no control over. And that's a hard place to be in too. And there are women that I know, and there are men that I know that have experienced stuff in their childhood in an age that they had no control over. And so they can't just act like it didn't happen. You can't just act like it won't have an effect on you, because it took place. It did happen. But as you get older and you continue to grow older, you are held accountable totally for your healing. You're held accountable to take the steps and to go through the process to heal. You are held accountable for that. Your uncle who hurt you is not held accountable for that as you get older. He can't free you. So how's he held accountable when you're trying to heal? What they did is not dismissible. Don't mix my words. What they did, it happened. So how you feel, it's valid. You have every right to feel like that, no matter what age you are. But the same person who hurt you cannot heal you. You literally have your heart and your expectation and anger and resentment, because this goes for relationships too. And I'm someone who's been divorced before, and that is something that people go through that no one talks about, and that can have a hold on you as well, male or female. It's not just all about women, males too. And that's one thing that more people need to talk about. Males hurt more than we could ever imagine. They go through stuff too as well, and they experience stuff as well. And so again, we can't continue to live life and expect our healing, our redemption to come from people who have hurt us. And there are even people who have hurt you that don't even know they've hurt you. So how can they give you what it is that you're longing for when they don't even know what's going on? You get what I'm saying? I hope this is helping somebody. But how? How can they know? How can they know? And so, again, sometimes in order to heal, you have to forgive yourself. Sometimes in healing, you have to look at yourself and forgive yourself. And sometimes you have to forgive you for a certain thing. And I know I got a message, Mama Anderson. I know my smoke detector is going off. Y'all, I know. In these videos, I'm not trying to be the one with the ghetto smoke detector in the background going off. I'm so sorry. But I don't know how to turn that thing off. So if anybody knows how to turn it off, tell me. I think the beeping means that the battery is low or whatever. Point blank, I was trying to cook one day, and I know I was not burning down the house, and that thing went off. So I tried to unplug it, but I don't think I can unplug it. But I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. You got to bypass it. Forgive me, please, for the smoke detector sound. Lord. See, Lord, you done made me get up on here, and I'm looking crazy. But, again, like I was saying, because I'm finna wrap up now. Y'all done embarrassed me. I'm sorry, y'all. But okay. But for real, if you do know how I can make that stop, because I'm about tired of it being on my videos, please inbox me or comment and let me know. But to wrap this up, because I believe I've done what the Lord wanted me to do now. Again, in forgiveness. Because forgiveness, I'm going to need you to stop. Forgiveness is a prime key. It's the main key, honestly. That's one of the main keys that you need in order to be healed or flow in healing. Yeah, I'm trying not to laugh. That was too funny, though. Thank you, Mama Anderson. Really, thank you. But, again, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Sometimes your daddy not going to do it. He's still doing what he wanted to do. He still got 12 baby mamas running around. He doing what he want to do. He may not ask for your forgiveness. He hurt your heart and he doesn't even know. And we have the one thing the Lord really showed me, and I'm like, man, because we all got parents. Parents are not perfect, y'all. Oh my goodness. They're not perfect. They're not. My parents look amazing, but guess what? They're not perfect. I look amazing. Y'all see my pictures with KJ and Kamani? Guess what? They're going to get 15, 20, 21 and tell y'all I'm not perfect. They're going to say it about me and their daddy. We're not perfect. So you have to remember that everyone is human, right? And in being human, you have emotions. And emotions are finicky. Emotions come and go. They change up. We're human. You can't put somebody on a pedestal and have a unrealistic expectation of them and then blame them and literally just throw stones at them for not fulfilling that expectation. I had to learn that as well in my friendships and in a friendship. That person just was not good for me overall. And that's okay. But I didn't realize that until I realized that I was, and Lord, I don't know why you make me say this, but it is what it is. But I didn't realize that that person was not for me until I realized and sat and realized and said, and they actually expressed that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You brought it to my remembrance because they did. And in expressing that, in that moment, my heart didn't want to receive that. And I was upset. I was mad that the person even said that. And they expressed how basically they felt like I was putting them in a position or expecting them to be a certain way or do a certain thing in that friendship that they just couldn't do. And you know what, y'all? And I'm ending on this. It's true. Watch the standards that you put on people. Watch. Everybody's not us. I can't expect you to be me because you're not. I can't expect you to think how I think. I can't expect you to make a move that I would make. I can't because we are totally different people. So again, watch the expectations that you put on people because people are people. We got to stop trying to make people God in our life. You literally put someone in position to fulfill a certain thing for you in a way that is just unattainable. God is God for a reason. We need God for a reason. But we really have a habit of pouring ourselves and pouring our time and literally putting our heart in people and expecting them to not be people. You can't do that. So again, a lot of us that have unforgiveness are struggling with unforgiveness, and some people will watch this, as the Lord is saying right now, you'll watch this and you'll see this and you don't realize that you really still have unforgiveness in your heart towards a person, even people that you're around, and they're gonna pop into your head. You're gonna think of them, you're gonna know exactly who it is when seeing this, and that person doesn't even know that they've hurt you, and you're still around that person, but you know in your heart they have hurt you in a way that you just have not even expressed. And God's gonna allow, when you have unforgiveness in your heart, that's why some people, they get sick. Sometimes cancer is not, it's not cancer because something's wrong with just your physical internalization, but it's internal. But it may not be from your body. It could be a heart issue, really. And that is causing sickness. So this is stuff that we have to clear up. We have to clear up. We got to clean it up. And we have to really guard our hearts. And we have to forgive ourselves for expecting so much from other people and then being upset and letting it have us bound when they don't fulfill what it is that we expected them to give. Okay? So again, forgive yourself. Whatever it is, even if it's an apology that you wish you had from somebody else that you haven't been given, look at yourself and look at yourself. If the person hurt you, look at yourself and say, look, I forgive myself for expecting this person to do this, that, and the third for me. I forgive myself for being angry because the person did not have such and such in them to give to me. And I forgive myself for not forgiving myself earlier and realizing that because I held this inside of me, that I was holding myself back from my healing and being able to forgive. That's all you have to do. Sometimes we make it harder than it needs to be. All right. So again, that's all I believe the Lord is telling me to say. I'm not the one that'll keep just going and going and going and going and going. If he tells me that's it, that's what he has, then that's it. All right. I love y'all. I pray y'all have a great evening. I'm finna go have some me and quiet time and try to see about this smoke detector because apparently y'all tired of it being on my video. But okay. I love y'all. Shout out to my family. And again, please go to my mom's Instagram page. It is TYB Ministries on Instagram, and please go to our church's page at United Faith Christian Center on Instagram, and if you look up United Faith CC on Facebook, that's our page as well. So I love y'all. God bless you. And again, in forgiveness, make sure you forgive yourself. All right, y'all. Bye.